Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Anime Review. This is episode 2, and today we're going to be covering the original Naruto series from, I believe, 2002. We might do Shippuden another day. I haven't seen Shippuden yet, so probably not anytime soon, considering there's 17 seasons or something. It's going to take me forever to watch, and I'm not even finished with the original, actually. So yeah, but anyway, today's episode we have a guest, my friend Eli. Hold on, I dropped my thing. My friend Eli, but the thing is, he's not actually here. I was supposed to film a video with him like 2 weeks ago for this, but I didn't get the chance ever, and last week I was on vacation. That's why there wasn't a video at all. But yeah, so he texted me. I had texted him and asked him for what he thinks about it, and he gave me a full thing about his review of it, and I took the important stuff out of it, and I wrote it down along what I think. And yeah, I'm just gonna compile everything together and talk to you guys about it. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so first off, you know how we do this. I'm going to go over what I liked, and because we have a guest, well, not a guest, but because I'm going to be going over with what my friend said as well, that's going to be part of the first thing we do. So I do what I liked about it, and then I'm going to say what he liked, and then what I didn't like, what he didn't like, and then we'll give you guys a score and a recommendation, and just some final notes at the end. But first things first that I put, what I really enjoyed about the original Naruto series is it sets up Naruto and Sasuke's backstory. It shows like the stuff where Itachi killed the entire Uchiha clan, and also like the stuff between Sasuke and his parents. So it gives you a good idea of what happened there. Obviously, it goes into more detail and more depth in Shippuden. And I know for when I haven't seen Shippuden, but I know that it goes more back into the history of the Uzumaki and Uchiha clan, with Madara and who else? I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head, but more stuff with Madara and all that. Also, with Naruto, it goes over, actually, it doesn't go over much with Naruto when it has to do with his family. That doesn't get explained. I don't think it gets explained until Shippuden, or at least late in the first series. With they had to take care of something really quick. Sorry about the weird cut. But so yeah, as I was saying, it doesn't go into very much detail, now that I think about it, about Naruto's backstory with his family, with Minato, and I forget what his mom's name is, but it doesn't go into that much. I mean, all we really know about them is about the whole the Nine Tails being sealed into him when he was a baby, and that gets explained kind of in the first few episodes, I think. But yeah, it goes over his upbringing, though, about how everybody hated him and everything. But yeah, mainly the stuff about Sasuke and Itachi is really interesting in the original series. But yeah, next thing, and speaking of Itachi, is the introduction of the Akatsuki, which the Akatsuki, if you don't know already, is a ninja terrorist group. They I forget what they're trying to do. I guess it gets explained later on, because I'm not exactly sure, because I can't remember. But Itachi, Sasuke's brother, he's a member. I think in the original series, the only members we get introduced to are Kisame and Itachi. I know in Shippuden everybody else gets introduced, but I can't remember anything like that. But yeah, no, the Akatsuki is pretty cool. One of my favorite characters is Itachi, so it's pretty cool. Another thing is the conflicts with Orochimaru. So yeah, like the stuff that happens where he turns over Sasuke. He gets Sasuke to come with him and stuff, and Sasuke runs away, as well as the stuff with the whole arc. I don't know if it's an arc, but the few episodes where they had like the terrorist attack on the Leaf Village, and Sarutobi had to fight Orochimaru. That was pretty cool, and all the stuff with Orochimaru is pretty disturbing, but at the same time, it's like really cool because Orochimaru is like terrible and he's a great bad guy. Reminds me a lot of Frieza from Dragon Ball, just because like of how weird they are. They're great bad guys, but they're like really weird. But yeah, that's it for what I'm gonna go over with what I liked. Next up, we're gonna go over with what my friend Eli said he liked. The first thing, I only have like 2 things down for him because he said basically the same thing I said. But he liked the training scenes, which I do admit are pretty cool. It shows like Naruto's growth as a ninja and how he learns new techniques and stuff. Most notable, at least for me, is when when he first meets Jiraiya and stuff, or when he learns the Rasengan, or when he learns to draw out the chakra from the nine-tailed fox, or Kurama rather. When he does the whole summoning thing where he summons the toad, whose name I can't remember. Just all the stuff where he's training with Jiraiya is really cool. And I kind of went over this the next thing, and he just said overall stuff that sets up Naruto Shippuden, which I really agree with, stuff that's important to the overall plot of the series. So stuff like I said, like Itachi in the whole Uchiha thing, as well as Sasuke going with Orochimaru. All that stuff is super important to the overall plot and allows you to get an idea of what's gonna happen later, and just overall really important. Finally, for the things that we liked, I'm gonna say the best scene in the entire show. And me and my friend agreed on this, is I'm pretty sure it's at the end of season 5, when Naruto fights Sasuke. At this point, he had already run from the village and went with Orochimaru, and then he had the curse mark stuff, and I think it was a satisfying end to the season, because you have to watch the whole gang try and take down the what are they called? They're like the Elite Four of the Sound Village or something like that. Or not Sound Village, the Hidden Mist Village. They're like Orochimaru's like 4 elite people, and they all have the curse marks. You have to see that whole thing, and it's super drawn out, and it's pretty boring. So I feel like we got rewarded with a really dope fight scene at the end of the season. So yeah, Naruto uses his Rasengans and whatnot, and what techniques he knows. And Sasuke uses his Chidori and the curse mark. He gets like some sort of new form from the curse mark, which we see happen before with Orochimaru's people. But yeah, overall, super cool, and one of the most iconic scenes in the entire show. And that's what we agreed on was the best scene from the show. Alright, now time to go over what we didn't like, which I'm going to be honest with you guys is actually quite a lot. Just because, alright, well, you know what, I'm just going to go into it. So first thing I didn't like is how drawn out it is. Now, but what I mean by that is like how much time it takes to get one thing done. Now the reason behind this is because back in the day, when so the show is based off of the manga, so when they had something happen in the show, it followed the manga like directly. So they had to wait for the manga to have a new issue or volume so that they could continue the story of the show. So whenever the manga like would get delayed a little or didn't come out, they had to make the show as drawn out as possible to span that time until the new volume of the manga came out, so that then they could make a new episode based off of the different chapters in the manga. So that leads to a lot of filler episodes and just very long things. So we see this a lot. What's probably the most famous show for doing this, I don't know if it's for the same reasons, it probably is, but in Dragon Ball Z, everybody knows, like, makes the joke how it takes like 5 episodes for Goku to power up and finally take 4 steps closer to Frieza or something. Like, we see it happen a lot, especially in anime from the early 2000s and like 90s. A great example of this, but at least with the filler side of things, is One Piece. I haven't seen One Piece, but I know it does have a lot of filler, which is to be expected since it has so many episodes. But yeah, and another thing is, because of that, it gets very boring very quickly. But yeah, those are things I didn't like. Alright, so next up, what my friend Eli didn't like. He said story arcs that are insignificant to the overall plot of the show. I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, so like stuff that either does not, like you'll have something happen and then it's like it doesn't matter at all. Like it was a waste of time because it doesn't carry on. Like none of it matters because it doesn't have any effect on the rest of the show, and even into Shippuden, which like stuff like I went over before, like the whole stuff with Orochimaru taking Sasuke, like that has such a huge impact, and that's like the thing that sets up Shippuden the most. Like it sets up the rest of Naruto. And because Naruto was constantly trying to get Sasuke back. And, like, that's just so important. That's a great example of something that needed to have happened. But stuff like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but just insignificant crap that doesn't matter is what he put on. Also, he said, like, what I said, it's drawn out and then it gets boring. But, yeah. So that's the things that we did not like. All right, so some final notes here. It's like this is coming from my friend Eli, and I actually agree with this. Is that some of the actual filler episodes are pretty good. Like Kakashi's Mask, like it's just funny and it's kind of a good break between, break between action sequences and stuff. You get like a filler episode that it doesn't really matter what happens, but sometimes it's quite comedy based. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But when it's overdone, that's when it gets really bad. But yeah, so final score, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. My friend Eli gave it a 6.5. Well, he said 6 or 7, so I just split the difference and said 6.5 out of 10. My recommendation is I highly recommend it if you plan on watching all of Shippuden. But if you're like just watching it for like significant plot stuff, if I were you, I would just watch seasons 1 through 5 and then just watch Shippuden. But yeah, that's totally up to you, obviously, but that's what I would do. But I'm trying to watch it all just because I want to be able to say that I finished all of Naruto, which not a lot of people do, surprisingly. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.